Hello, Carl here with Sustainability Theory News. We're over at niftyhomestead.com. They have an article about planting currant bushes for your homestead or permaculture farm. There's basically two types, the reds and the blacks. The reds also include the pinks and the whites, which are more of a hybrid. The reds, pinks, and whites are better for eating raw, while the blacks are better for preserving, canning, and cooking with. But they recommend planting both varieties and many different varieties, while the red varieties are basically self-fertile, self-pollinating. You don't need multiple varieties. If you're only going to have one bush and one variety and one bush, pick a red. But if you want to have stronger berries and a more diverse selection, have multiple varieties and multiple bushes. If you're going to have black currants, you're going to need multiple varieties in order to pollinate. Not just one variety and several bushes, but multiple varieties will ensure a strong genetic base for future fruit development. There's all sorts of good varieties, specific varieties labeled at the bottom. I will be linking to this page in the description. They talk about how 6 to 8 pounds per berries per plant for the Ravada. Some are upwards of 10. They don't have exact numbers for others. And they say some will produce a little bit of fruit in the first year, but most won't produce their full amount of fruit until the second, third, or even fourth year. And the Ben Conan and the Big Ben, it's twice as big as a lot of other varieties. And some are easier to harvest than other if they have some thicker stems and you just pull them right off the branch. And growing conditions, I've seen descriptions saying they grow really well in clay soil as long as it's well drained. It needs to be well drained but hold just a little bit of moisture. So if it's all sand soil, you're going to need to add a lot of biochar, maybe some composted wood chips. Fresh wood chips won't really work too well. They'll take nitrogen from the soil. But you're going to have to add some organic matter to hold in some of that moisture. You can't let them get completely dry. They also talk about the importance of mulching on the top to hold in that moisture and to prevent weeds. They talk about 2 to 3 inches. I would go more like 4 to 6 inches and add about an inch or so every year as the organic matter breaks down and goes into the soil. Now, they also have a recipe for some currant jelly. I've tasted currants before. They do taste pretty dang good. But I've only had a couple little varieties. I'm going to be planting some at my farm that I'm purchasing shortly. Of course, if you want to read more about it, I will have the link in the description. If you'd like to see more news headlines like this, subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.